Coming up, Rowan University is gearing for a combination of colleges. New Jersey politicians are entering the media world, and Rowan is playing its part in finding energy solutions for the Garden State. Tonight on the Rowan Rundown.
Make sure you pack a jacket and hold on to your hat. Warmer days are ahead, however. The weather's coming up later. Stay tuned.
Can never have sex without.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly, and you can too. Share your heart, share your love. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But I get it, you're busy, and busy people can't have prediabetes. I read that wrong. They can, okay? Just go to the site.
Welcome to the Rowan Rundown. I'm Imwanza Fitzpatrick. College mergers are on the schedule for the fall of 2025, as the College of Communications and Creative Arts are scheduled to disband and merge into existing colleges. The College of Communications will join the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, while the College of Creative Arts will join the College of Performing Arts and form the new College of Arts. New Jersey's 3rd Legislative District has announced the State House Minute, a podcast focused all about South Jersey issues. Founded by State Senator John Brzezinski, Assemblywoman Heather Simmons, and Assemblyman David Bailey Jr., the first episode was released in February. It gives residents an outlet to hear directly from their representatives. Rowan's South Jersey Climate News has earned the 2025 Excellence in New Jersey Local Award. The publication garnered the award for reporting of climate change, as a student-led outlet focuses exclusively on environmental issues in the South Jersey area. The award rewards commitment to local news coverage, encouraging New Jersey local media. After the break, the Sweeney Center and their recent conference when we come back.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
The Sweeney Center at Rowan University recently hosted a 6-hour conference between field experts to discuss energy solutions to meet New Jersey's rising needs. The president of Rowan, Ali Hushman, opened with initial comments, followed by some notable statements from Paulina O'Connor, as executive director of the New Jersey Offshore Wind Alliance. O'Connor emphasized the importance of continuing public-private partnerships to aid future projects regarding New Jersey's challenges in the offshore wind sector. There's many students wondering, will the expansion of the Student Center ever be done? Here's Patrick with more on that. So Patrick, nice to have you on.
Nice to be on.
You know what I'm saying? So when is the Student Center expansion supposed to be done and supposed to be open?
It's supposed to open this upcoming Wednesday, the 12th, about time, if I were to say.
And about how much did it cost them do the expansion?
The expansion cost about $30 million for the university to build it.
And so what were when was it planned to open, and how long did it take?
Initially, the initial plans were for the Student Center to open in spring 2024. It got delayed from that. It started construction fall semester of 2022, and it's kind of been continuing on. There was a delay to fall 2024, and now a delay of spring to spring of 2025, which is currently where we're at.
Which leads me to my next question, which is why is it currently being delayed?
It was delayed due to the fact that the Student Center had to remain optional or operational at the time. So it was kind of hard to work around all those people trying to do like serious construction work when you have workers trying to provide food for the students. You have students walking through, so you have a lot of that. It's hard to work on construction in that time, and customization of certain aspects of the Student Center expansion really took a lot longer than they expected.
So with all that being said, what should we expect from our new Student Center?
Sort of a space where you could relax, you could study, you could meet up with friends, you could eat some food, you could just kind of hang out. It's got a lot of uses. There's a lot of space. There's a lot of like the customization features. There's a new projector system, which I'm sure will be used for like all sorts of presentations. And there's a large patio out back for when the weather's nice. And another Saxby's is opening up there. So
that's good. I appreciate the information, Patrick. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rowan University has announced a major reorganization of its diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in relation to a federal directive by the Trump administration to end DEI efforts for colleges and universities across the nation. The changes, which include leadership reassignments and departmental restructuring, were detailed in a campus-wide letter. Rowan has committed to keeping students informed as it continues to elevate its programs and policies. The university's administration has created a dedicated webpage addressing federal policies affecting our community to provide further information on how these changes will impact Rowan's operations. Stay tuned as we have info on Rowan's clubs and sports after the break.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
"37 Rowan students were inducted into the Philosophy Club's National Honor Society, a group that featured both philosophy and non-philosophy majors. The student-run club is recognized by both Rowan's Philosophy and World Religions Department and the Student Government Association. To serve as a bridge between formal academic study and informal intellectual discussion, the club continues to welcome new members of all majors and backgrounds. Rowan University offers a bunch of different sports clubs, from the bowling club, golf club, and even mixed martial arts. One of the most unique clubs is the Rowan Badminton Club. The Badminton Club meets on Tuesdays and Fridays. Last year, the club won Rec Club of the Year. It helps keep students active. The club is not a competitive team and is welcoming to all levels. While Rowan has a plethora of different sports clubs, it's the NCAA sports that continue to rise to new heights. Let's go to Dan with a more in-depth look.
This week in sports proved fruitful for many of Rowan's teams. The men's track had many great performances, including Evan Corkin's 21.59 second 200 meter, Scott Hubbard's 3-minute 57-second 1500 meter. And in the world of women's track, Gabriela Pagano set a PR of her own with a 5-minute 10-second mile. Softball swept SUNY New Paltz, winning both games 8-0. The softball streak extended their winning streak with a record now sitting at 4 wins and no losses. Women's lacrosse also stands undefeated with a current record of 3-0, following their recent win against the Stevens Institute of Technology. While women's sports is enjoying strong weeks, the men's basketball team is reeling following their playoff loss against Stockton. Losing 78-83 against the Ospreys after trailing behind Stockton for the whole game, the Profs mourn the end of their season after the elimination. The women's basketball team did not fare any better following their own loss against Keene University. The Profs were eliminated from the women's basketball NJAC tournament.
After the break, Tyler will give us a look at this week's weather report.
Got a quarter?
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Rowan's theater department debuts its new show, Almost Maine, at the Boonts Hall. Performed in the Black Box Studio at Boonts Hall, the show is a 2-act play telling a story of love and romance between a new couple every scene. Each cast member played multiple characters throughout, and the stories go from lighthearted and fun to gut-wrenching and emotional. Theater arts professor Elizabeth Hostetter pitched the idea of performing in the Black Box Studio of the bigger Toll Hill Theater in order to create a more intimate and meaningful atmosphere. Performances of Almost Maine will continue until next week, and if you missed your chance for a ticket, Rowan's next main stage production will be The Music Man, coming to Toll Hill Theater April 3rd to 6th. New Jersey's 3rd Legislative District has announced the State House Minute, a podcast focused all about South Jersey's issues. Founded by State Senator John Burns-Galli, Assemblywoman Heather Simmons, and Assemblyman David Bailey Jr., the first episode was released in February and gives residents an outlet to hear directly from their representatives. And here's the latest on Rowan's. Here's Nick with the latest entertainment. Here's the latest with Nick on the. Here's the latest with the. Here's Nick with the latest on entertainment.
Thanks, Mwanza. This Saturday, Colette Gator is giving a gallery tour of the Rowan University Art Gallery and Museum exhibition, Carrying On, Black Panther Artists Continue the Legacy. The exhibition includes recent work from 4 Black Panther Party artists in their first exhibition together: Gayla Sally Dixon, Emery Douglas, Malik Edwards, and Akin Sanya Cambone. The event begins at 2:30 and ends at 5 o'clock at the 301 West High Street Gallery. Join the Rowan University Ballroom Dance Club next Tuesday, March 11th in the Student Center pit for a St. Patty's Day swing class. The hour-long class will cover 2 different styles of swing dance taught by Rowan Ballroom Club alumni. The event begins at 6 o'clock p.m., with the cost of admission being $7 for Rowan students and $13 for non-Rowan students. Kick off spring break with a free music concert for kids. Oran Etkin is a world-class jazz musician who can play every note in the book. But this time around, he isn't quite interested in that, as this show will be geared for kids 10 and under. The event will take place on March 16th at the College of Performing Arts. Rowan Barstool announced their 19 candidates to be named Rowan Bachelor. In order to vote, head over to Rowan Barstool's Instagram and pick your favorite candidate to move on by the end of tonight. Reposting a Bachelor on your story will also give them an extra vote. The top 10 bachelors will move forward to the next round. Thanks, Mwanza. Back to you.
Appreciate you, Nick. Here's Dan T with the special report.
Hi, I'm Daniel Tarife here with your special report. Today, I'm here with student director and producer, Matt Klimkevich. Matt, thank you for joining us on the program today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So kind of to start off with that director, producer background, what made you want to join into this program, this great program we have at Rowan University? What made you want to join?
It wasn't really like a straight line of a path. It was kind of, I wanted to be in sports, so I joined the sports communication program. And I think I told our advisor that I wanted to be the GM of the Devils freshman year, which didn't happen, but then in the sports program, I took a class called Applied Media Aesthetics, and I loved it. It was just great. It was a film class, so I ended up switching over to RTF for my second semester freshman year. And by the end of that semester, I forgot how I found out, but someone told me I could do sports communication and media and RTF at the same time without having to pay extra. So I said, oh, I'm all for it. And I started doing that. And that was actually at the end of sophomore year, excuse me. And then going into junior year, I did my first RTN game. It was a football game, and instantly fell in love with live sports production and just got my hands on anything after that.
So in the process of falling in love with, live sports production, as you say, do you have any mentors that kind of helped you along the way, or anyone that you can kind of like accredit your learning to?
Oh, there's so many people. Will Voigt at Rowan Athletics, he gave me an opportunity to just keep getting reps, so very thankful for that. With the Blue Coats, J.R. Aquila taught me a lot about directing. All the teachers here at Rowan, Professor Winkler and Professor Holcomb, they all were great and taught me a lot.
And kind of where do you see yourself now, obviously, as the sports producer for RTN? See yourself as the director for the Blue Coats. How have you kind of evolved from where you started in those roles, and kind of where are you at now? Where do you think?
Oh, that's a good question. Honestly, it's just getting better every game. There's so many games, so making sure I'm not just continually doing the same things. So like when different stories come up in games, make sure we're shifting to them and not being a one-trick pony, and just trying different things in every broadcast. Honestly, that's been really it, and just making sure to learn new things as I go along and apply what feedback I get from the mentors that you brought up before.
And do you have a favorite moment being a producer-director? I know we talked earlier about a moment that possibly happened in the G League, but do you have a favorite moment that you can think of?
That's a good question. There's a couple. There's one game for the Blue Coats. They were playing, I think it was the Celtics G League team, and player Tony Snow was on their team, and there's a meme where he played a whole game and got 0 stats, and he's from that meme, so I already knew who he was just from that meme, and he hit a game-winning 3 in overtime, and I almost lost it. I had to keep my composure in the control room. It was great.
Well, I appreciate you joining us here in the studio. It was a pleasure to have you here, pleasure to talk with you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And we'll see you back here soon, and back to you guys at the table.
Stay tuned for weather after these messages. And now, here's Tyler with the weather.
Let's take a look at the forecast over the next few days in Glassboro. Tonight, it'll be a high of 55 and a low of 34. On Friday, it'll be a high of 51, low of 33. Conditions the same as Thursday. It'll be windy and cloudy. Saturday, we finally get the sun to poke through with a high of 46 and a low of 33, partly cloudy. Sunday stays the same, a little bit nicer. High of 52, low of 29, but the warm weather finally shows up on Monday with a high of 59 and a low of 36. Then on Tuesday, we crack into the 60s with a high of 64 and a low of 28. Now let's take a look at the weather window.
Bringing a jacket at all this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like I might need it. You never know. So.
It's going to be windy. It's going to be windy. We got people bundled up here. Trees are moving. We do have a bit of a blue sky in the background, but as you see, students bundled up, staying bundled. Trash blowing all over the place. We got buckets, cardboard all over the streets. Be careful when you're driving. And trees blowing in the wind. It's been windy out there. Kids bundled up, like I said earlier. It's no sun in the sky. Just make sure you have a jacket, man.
Yeah, you know,
make sure you have a jacket.
Essential to stay warm out there, man. Make sure you don't blow away, man, right?
Yeah, make sure if you got a friend who's under 6 foot, make sure you hold him down.
That's right. Don't let the big bad wolf get you. Ain't that right?
Exactly. So, any weekend plans?
Nah, I mean, nothing too crazy this weekend. You know what I'm saying? More so just a chill type of weekend. How about you?
Yeah, same thing. Can't really complain. Hopefully weather gets nicer.
Yeah.
Maybe get outside.
Yeah.
Maybe hoop a little bit.
Hoop here and there. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
Just gotta keep my figure. You know what I'm saying? So
I get that.
Try to stay in shape as much as possible.
Yeah. Gotta get good cardio workout in.
Yeah. Tony Snell. You know what I'm saying? Oh, all right, bet. And that's all for this newscast. You guys have a good night.